Wrestling. Yeah.
A storm is coming.
I am the BEST.
Oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack. New day.
Because mommy is always on top.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Neurodiverse Wrestling Obsessed. I'm your host, John Arroyo. And boy, the biggest party of the summer is just a couple days away, SummerSlam. It's the first ever two-night event, SummerSlam, so that's really cool. A lot of the matches are really stacked and good. Some storylines are more better worked than others, but either or, the card looks pretty decent either way. Night 1 and Night 2 looked really good. And I feel like we're going to have some breakout matches, and I'm going to talk about that. And I feel like we're going to get some people getting a big push, and we're kind of going to get a nice little refresh of the rest of the year of WWE. We're going to see like some maybe new champions, some new pushes, and I cannot wait. So let's get right into it. So Night 1 is a solid, pretty good card for Night 1, kind of like a pre-hype for the main Night 2. So the first match we get is the Women's Championship match between Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill. I feel like the build for this match is okay. I wish they did more of a build. It's just one vignette and then Tiffany saves Jade. I think the match is going to be good, but sometimes don't rely on just the people in the match. I feel like the storyline could have been better. But my pick for this is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill won Queen of the Ring. She looks really dominant, and she doesn't really have enough in it because Naomi moved to Raw. And I will talk about Naomi in the Night 2, but Naomi is pretty much going to be on Raw, and I think Naomi has other storylines she's going to be in. So I think Jade winning is good to prove her dominance. Not just that, you can have multiple storylines where Jade versus Tiffany, because Tiffany can actually become a heel again. I miss heel Tiffany. Face Tiffany is not working for me. It's just her as a babyface. Her gimmick does not work as a babyface. Jade versus Bianca in the future. You have those storylines, so having Jade pick up the big W at SummerSlam makes a statement. And I feel like it would be good. Then we have the second match of the card that I'm actually really hyped for. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. If you see my reviews, I'm really interested in the storyline. Karrion Kross is one of my favorite wrestlers in the modern era. He's really good. Him and Scarlett makes like this really good like unexpected duo, like the unpredicted. And I love the storyline. I'm actually happy Karrion Kross is getting news. I love Karrion Kross in NXT, so finally he's getting that push. And I feel like he's going to win the match because Scarlett's going to interfere. And this one could go 50-50. Sami or Kross could win, but I feel like Karrion Kross needs that big W win because it can make him stay more relevant and he gets a push. Sami Zayn can bounce back from it like it's nothing. And I think I feel like the storyline is going to go more to maybe Karrion Kross wins and Sami Zayn kind of like shakes his hand after, and then it's this awkwardness. And Sami's like, I'm going to help you, Kross. So it's that storyline of Sami's going to try to turn Kross into a good guy after this. I feel like that's the route they're going because Karrion Kross is such really hot and he's getting a lot of cheers. I think Karrion Kross can be a nice tweener, like a face and babyface and heel, like a little mix. And having Sami kind of like be that extra person with him would be good. And they have nothing to do. So I think that would be an interesting tag team if they kind of put them after this match. Maybe like that, an alliance duo for the tag team titles. Either way, I feel like this is going to be a good match, but I feel like the storyline is not going to end here at SummerSlam. I feel like we're going to get more character development from both men after this match. But Karrion Kross is my pick to win. He's so good. WWE, please push him. I think he's a future star. Please. Then we get the celebrity match of the night. We get Jolie Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and supposedly Drew McIntyre. Because Drew McIntyre is having problems with, I think, work visa or like stuff that about he can't come to the United States. And we don't know if the match is still going to be a tag team or a one-on-one. Pretty much, I'm going to say that either way, it's going to be a good match. Randy and Jelly Roll is going to win no matter what, because the celebrity rub of Jelly Roll, and they need that big OMG moment. So having Jelly Roll pick up a win would be good. And it gets a lot of like eyes on the company and on the product. Then we get another match that I'm actually kind of really interested in the storyline for. The women's tag team titles. Yes, the women's tag team division is actually kind of having a storyline, and it's actually interesting and actually good for once. So we have Roxanne and Raquel, the team that actually is supposedly a tag team, but they don't get along barely at all, versus the team that is not a tag team that is kind of friends, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. And I feel like it's really good, but due to the last couple things on Raw, on SmackDown, and like a little bit on Raw, both of these teams have a little bit of tension, but I feel like the first team that's most likely not going to make it through SummerSlam is Alexa and Charlotte, because my pick is Raquel and Roxanne. They need Raquel and Roxanne to hold the titles just a little longer, because Judgment Day pretty much have almost all the gold, and I think they're going to keep that storyline up. And I feel like most likely Charlotte is going to turn on Alexa, or Alexa is going to turn on Charlotte. Because she's a good baby face right now. I think Alexa's helping her out, but I feel like sooner or later Alexa is going to turn on Charlotte, because, come on, it's Alexa Bliss. She's so good as a heel. I feel like Alexa is going to turn on Charlotte. And they had that feud from like Extreme Rules. Charlotte broke the Lily doll. I think Alexa Bliss do not forget about that. So I feel like we're going to have that storyline at some point. You know Triple H, he likes the small builds. So maybe one of them are not going to turn in each other at SummerSlam, but it's maybe going to be a little seed of it. But my pick is Judgment Day's Raquel and Roxanne Perez. Then we get a big match. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It's going to be a crazy match. My pick is Breaker and Reed, and this is why. It can go multiple ways, but I feel like they're planting the seeds of Jey not trusting Roman. I feel like they're going to build that storyline of Roman is going to need to be alone. He needs to prove himself to Jey and to some other Bloodline members. And this is just the beginning. Most likely in the future, I feel like having Roman back is good, but I feel like Breaker and Reed is going to win just because they have Heyman on their side. We don't know if Seth is going to be back, or we don't know if it's going to be a new person. Like, it's a lot of things that can happen. And I feel like this is why. Heyman is really playing a lot of mind games with Jey. I feel like that's going to be playful in the match. Jey is not going to turn on Roman right away, but it is going to be like that, like, awkward tension. And I feel like that they are going to maybe both tag in. They're going to get a little discuffle, and then from there, they're going to lose. So pretty much setting up maybe the storyline of Team, I guess, Breaker or Team Seth. I don't know who's the leader versus the OG Bloodline. I think this is just a little teaser of that Survivor Series match. Then we get the main event on night one, and boy, is it hectic. We got Gunther versus CM Punk. My pick is Punk, but I don't think he's going to win clean, because I feel like most likely Seth is going to cash in. And this is how it's going to happen. I feel like after the match, Punk is going to be celebrating, and then Reed and Breaker is going to jump him. And Seth is still injured, but like literally he does not need to do that much. Most likely Reed and Breaker is going to break him down, and then Seth can just cash in. And then we can have Seth on television, and it's most likely Seth wouldn't defend the title right away, so we have Reed and Breaker kind of like be the people in the match. I feel like this is going to be a long-term build for WrestleMania, but I feel like no matter what, if Punk wins, I don't think it's going to be like clean. I think they have something. Because the whole storyline of Punk getting the title, working so hard to get back on the top, and then he just wins it out of the blue like that, I feel like they're going to need to build more. So I feel like most likely a Seth cash-in or an unexpected surprise. I don't know who, but I feel like with this match, something unexpected will maybe happen during this main event. Now on to night 2. Boy, night 2 is even more stacked. So the first match on one of the matches is the women's IC title match, Becky versus Lyra Valkyria. No DQ, false count anywhere, pretty much. Yeah, like I think it's pretty much almost anything goes. It's going to be a good match, but I feel like Becky's going to win. I feel like Becky's going to win due to the interference of Bayley. Because lately, Bayley is not happy that she's not on SummerSlam. And I feel like this is going to be a good thing. Because then Becky can face someone else. Maybe after Clash of Paris, Becky faces a Stephanie Valkyrie or something. While Bayley and Lyra can continue their storyline. So I feel like Bayley interferes during the match. And then that sets up Bayley and Lyra in the future, or it sets up Bayley versus Becky one-on-one for the IC title. Something. But I feel like Bayley's going to interfere in this match. Some way, somehow. And then we get the last minute addition. The men's TLC match with all the SmackDown teams. I'm hyped. It haven't been a TLC match, like a TLC tag team match in SummerSlam for like a while. So this is really cool. We have multiple teams. We have Fraxium, DIY, Street Profits, Lord Gorza, Wyatt 6, Motor City Machine Guns. My pick is Wyatt 6 only because of the numbers game. They have Eric Rowan, they have Uncle Howdy, they have Nikki Cross. And I believe that we're going to see some chaos. We're going to maybe see interference with Nikki Cross, B-Fab from the Street Profits, Candice LeRae. And then we're going to see Eric Rowan interfere because Howdy's going to tell Eric to go in, wreck house. But I feel like most likely to make the Wyatt 6 kind of powerful, they're going to have the Wyatt 6 win. This seems like a match made for like the Wyatt 6. Because if you saw their Extreme Rules match or their... Yeah, it was Extreme Rules, Wyatt 6 versus Alpha American Made. Wyatt 6 seems more likely. Or my secondary pick is they're going to give it to maybe Rey Fenix and Andrade at SummerSlam, but most likely I feel like Wyatt 6 is going to be the ones taking it to actually make a big statement. And then we have AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. I feel like AJ Styles is maybe going to win the championship, and this is why. I feel like Dominic is going to be so focused on like the other things that's going on. He's kind of Dominic is getting such baby he's getting cheered. I think it's time for him to kind of go solo from Judgment Day, and I feel like this is how you do it. Let Dominic lose the IC title to AJ because Finn and JD try to help Dom during the match, and then it backfires. We was kind of teasing that like at SummerSlam. At WrestleMania, we was teasing that like in some other matches. They're going to tease it again here, most likely. But I feel like AJ Styles is most likely going to win the title. And that leads into the next couple weeks of Dominic and Finn kind of going into that rivalry. And Raquel kind of joins Dom and be like, yeah, like this is kind of weird. Like, and Dom finally realizes that the reason that Roxanne is there, because Roxanne is the replacement for Liv. And then Dom kind of turns on Finn and JD, and then, Raquel and Dom gets beat up by Judgment Day, and then Liv comes in for the shave. So we can have like that multi-person like match down the line. Like that Judgment Day fallout match between Team Dom and Team Finn. I feel like this is planting the seeds. Because most likely, especially as well with the storyline, anytime Dominic is in trouble, Finn kind of like brushes it off, and you can see Dom being kind of like, what the hell? So I feel like most likely Dominic will maybe lose the title to AJ. If he doesn't lose the title, it's more likely we're going to get seeds of Judgment Day maybe falling apart little by little. Then we have an honor crazy match. we have Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa for United States Championship match in a steel cage. It's going to be hectic. I feel like my pick for this match is Solo Sikoa only because of the numbers game again, but I don't feel like it's going to end there. I feel like we're going to start with Jacob Fatu losing it in the steel cage, Solo getting beat up almost to a pulp, but then his group interferes. Jimmy tries to help Fatu, it doesn't work because of the numbers game, and then maybe the SmackDown after SummerSlam, Jacob Fatu brings in maybe one or two new members of the Bloodline. We don't have the Tonga brother, so maybe the Tonga brother joins Jacob, but most likely, I feel like they're teasing this. Like, I feel like we're going to get a big blowout from this match at Survivor Series, that Bloodline versus Bloodline storyline, but in a War Games or in like that stipulation of Survivor Series. And I feel like this match kind of like sets this set in stone for that. And I feel like the reason Solo should win is because of the number game and because you want to build that story of Jacob Fatu versus Solo versus his group. So have Solo win. Also, he just won the title, so it's kind of like, let the man at least cook a little with the title. And then we have one of my favorite matches, I think, announced for the whole card. We got Naomi versus Rhea versus Io Sky. We know all three of them stole the show a couple weeks ago during the week of Evolution, Great American Bash, and Saturday Night's main event. They pretty much stole the weekend. So I feel like they're going to maybe steal SummerSlam with this match. Because Rhea and Io just had match of the year contender with Evolution. And now we're going to add Naomi into the mix. Three of the top woman, not even woman, three of the best wrestlers of this generation going at it. I feel like this is also going to be a match of the year contender. Come on, you have three of the biggest names in wrestling right now. My pick is Naomi, only because I feel like they're going to give Naomi that big push. And I feel like due to that segment on Raw of Io and Rhea's friendship being rocky, Rhea is going to take the pin, most likely, because Io and her is going to argue. They're going to get in a fight, and then Naomi takes advantage. And then later on Raw, or literally, I think at SummerSlam, Rhea's going to just beat up Io, and Rhea's going to turn heel. No matter what, I feel like we're not going to get babyface Rhea. I feel like Rhea's, that storyline of her keep losing the title, she can't get it. She's going to, we're going to get a more aggressive Rhea. Yeah, brutality, but we're going to get the next level. And I think having Naomi win can be good. Because then, Naomi is going to face Stephanie Valkyria at Clash of Paris. Because they was teasing it. And I feel like they're going to save Io and Stephanie Valkyria more for, a WrestleMania. Because those two are really good. I feel like they're going to... The whole storyline with Stephanie Io is, I think they're going to keep having matches, but it keeps getting interrupted. Because, come on, that build-up for them to have the whole match would be good. And I think Rhea and Io is good, so it makes Rhea not go after the main title for a bit. It has Rhea go into a storyline that doesn't need the title. It has Io go into a storyline that doesn't need the title. And then it makes Naomi look dominant, because maybe now Naomi faces a Stephanie Valkyria or a Lyra Valkyria. Or maybe an NXT call-up soon. And I feel like this match is really good. And I cannot wait. Please, 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 let Naomi win. And then we have the Honor match. Pretty much is the Honor biggest match of the night. The WWE Championship between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. And it could go either way, but I feel like John Cena's going to retain. I don't feel like John Cena's just going to retire yet. I know he said he is, but I feel like they're going to at least want him to hold it just a little longer. Just a little longer. I feel like he's going to be doing wrestling until maybe this WrestleMania coming up. Only because Cody, he's such a babyface, but at the same time, I feel like it's good if John Cena picks up the win. Cody's going to finish the story, but it makes more sense for Cody to finish it on the biggest stage, WrestleMania. And I feel like we don't have matches that John Cena can really do. I would like to see John Cena versus Braun Breaker, John Cena versus like an Aleister Black, John Cena versus Damian Priest. We never get some of those matches yet. So I feel like keeping the title on him, he can have a couple other matches. He doesn't need to be on SmackDown for a bit, but let him keep the title and let him hold it until WrestleMania, or at least the Royal Rumble, at least. That's pretty much my predictions. I feel like it's a lot of story building that's going to lead into the future PLEs and future events. I feel like we're going to get really breakout moments from characters, and some stars are going to be pushed more, hopefully, because we have a lot of people that are actually getting really big pushes so far, and I can't wait to see how that goes. And also, we don't know what is going to happen. It's 2 nights. Most likely, we're going to maybe get a surprise, because you know how Triple H loves to have someone come back from injury, or he has a return or like a big pop. So we never know. One of these matches, maybe we have like a surprise out of nowhere or a swerve. Because you know, Triple H loves swerving us, the fans. But I'm going to just say it now. This pay-per-view looks so good, and I cannot wait. And it's the party of the summer. So you know I'm going to be watching this, celebrating and having fun. Hopefully you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time. And boy, I can't wait to cover SummerSlam, because I know it's going to be a lot to talk about. So see you guys then.